moving on, we have Curry, Steph Curry. He's going to be out for 2 months. They said he had runner's knee. Okay, I'm not really sure what runner's knee is. Maybe it's tendonitis in the knee, maybe it's bad knee. Um, but something to say about this, I have heard if you're switching shoes a lot, you can build, maybe some tendonitis somewhere. Your body's not used to it. And this is the first time he's been a sneaker free agent. I think with Under Armour in the beginning of his career, no, his, what I'm saying, his ankles were going bad. But I think the last 5 years, what I'm saying, especially 2022 on, like Curry has been, the only guy over there for the Warriors, but he's been a pillar. He's always played. He's been there. I think 2021, maybe he got hurt at the end of the season, but Curry has been relatively dependable. And maybe, what I'm saying, Under Armour, the shoes, at least the consistency can, not to be blamed, but can play a part in his health. And now that he's switching shoes, different brands, different fits, different feels, that's just one little extra thing that could take a toll on the body. Now, I'm not saying that's for sure. Curry is probably 35, maybe 36 years old, played in the Olympics 2 seasons ago. And then now we have, the whole season. Stuff adds up on the body. Like I say, he's probably 35, 36 years old. So he's not a young boy anymore, but Curry is out. So that means he will not play in the All-Star game. And that, once again, begs the question of who should take his spot. Now, I'm not a big fan of the All-Star game, format that they're coming with, 3 teams, round robin. I think it's a lot. As far as it's a lot, as a fan, you just want to see the game and hope they play decently well, as in decently hard. But I know that's a problem. I know that's something that Adam Silver feels like he needs to address, and it's okay if he has to address that. So I understand the change, but this means there's a missing spot on the team USA side of the team. So I think one team's called Team Stars, one team's called Team Stripes. And who should replace him? I think it's got to be Harden. I wanted Dylan Brooks to make the All-Star game. I cannot lie. I think he had a good enough season to sneak in there. But, maybe he did not. So that is fine. It is what it is. But he couldn't even make this anyway because of the fact that, once again, it's not East versus West. It's Team USA. So obviously he is Canadian, so he can't play for Team USA. So I think it will be Harden. But if Giannis, who's been dealing with calf tightness, supposedly, allegedly, then, maybe it's, what's his name to come in? Maybe it's Dylan Brooks to come in. So we'll see. But one guy goes out, another guy is coming back. He's trying to make his return. And we're going to go through this Jason Tatum talk a little bit. Tatum is making his return. They're saying maybe around after All-Star weekend, actually. So maybe next week he could really start to ramp it up. By early March, I think, is the expected date. And so the Celtics assigned Jason Tatum to the G League. They used to be called the Maine Red Claws. Maybe, I guess it's the Maine Celtics. And he, he went down there, practiced one time. I think they have to assign him to the G League it's all technicalities, right? They have to formally announce he's being assigned, and then they have to recall him. So they assigned him to practice. I think he did 5-on-5s. So here we go. Jason Tatum assigned to the Maine Celtics. Rehab process. Missed the whole season. Here we go. Progressed to 5-on-5 workouts. As he close to return to the floor, he's doing more and more and will continue to do more and more. Brad Stevens says still has a ways to go, so that's not next week that he'll be back. But yeah, okay, so we got Tatum. And I think, once again, it's good and bad. Now, is there a chance that he will re-injure himself? I think it's a 0% chance that once he comes back, that, there will be no injury risk for him to come back, if that makes sense. That the Celtics will not put him out there. They pretty much probably already expected him not to be there this season. And I think that's why they made some of those moves in the offseason. And then at this trade deadline, they got Vooch, got rid of the Anthony Simons contract. So I think They are focused on, you know what I'm saying, trying to uh, trying to do this without him, right? Brown's found his way. I think they're okay with doing it without him. But yeah, I think it could be good for him to come back. Once again, like I said, continuity is always a problem, but he has a month or two to come back. Now, I think, like I said, after All Star Weekend's a little early, March is fine, but it'll be interesting to see how he gets back. And then, for guys like Tatum or for any high usage basketball player at any level, you don't want to come back to a role player role, right? I don't think he wants to come back, and maybe he might come off the bench, maybe, but I don't think you want, if you're Jason Tatum, to come in and you're playing 18 minutes or you're playing 12 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think that is really the goal. Like I said, I feel like he needs to be way over 100% to come back, and then once he's way over, when that time actually hits, when will it be? You understand what I'm saying? Will it be, because if you come in April and the playoffs start, why bring Tatum back for the playoffs? I don't know. People, that's the most intense basketball. That's when people have been playing. Bodies are calloused, and his is not. I had a teammate last year who showed up around the playoffs time, didn't play throughout the whole, regular season, came back, I think maybe a few weeks before the playoffs, and his Achilles went, right? Just because your body's not used to playing every other night. Yeah, you can do the 5-on-5s. Yeah, you can do the individual workouts. But there's nothing that simulates playing 30-plus minutes at any professional level, but especially at the NBA level. That is not something that is, probably advisable, right? But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Tatum should come back? And who do you think should replace Steph Curry in this All-Star game? Like I said, I think it would be James Harden. I wish it could be Dillon Brooks. I'm not the biggest Dillon Brooks fan. I am a LeBron guy, but it's good to see just that improvement, to see him come back and not necessarily take a throne, but take a seat and go from being a laughingstock, a joke, to actually being, someone that needs to have some sort of respect. Now, Devin Booker and Jalen Green are returning, or at least they're available. So that, obviously throws a wrench in his production or his ability to produce. But nonetheless, let me know what you think in the comments, man. Go ahead, throw a subscribe on the channel, and I appreciate you for tapping in.